And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens, director of WEIU-FM. My co-host is Casey Berry.
Hello, everyone.
Who made it through the Charleston traffic. Our topic today is the Red, White, and Blue Days upcoming here in Charleston, Illinois. And our guest is Betty Coffrin.
Good morning.
Betty, I'm going to have you even pull that mic a little closer to you.
Okay.
And Betty's on the membership team for the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee for 2012. And you were telling me that really there's no really leader. It's just a group of folks that comes together that put the Red, White, and Blue Days on?
That's right. We have a great group of people, really. We just started out about 22 years ago. This is our 22nd event. Most of us have been on for all 22 years. I started when I was 12.
Of course.
But for the most part, yes, we just like enjoy doing it. Every year we wonder how we're going to top last year's, but we seem to either equal it or top it, so it's great.
Let's act as if maybe someone has no idea, new person in the community, and how would you describe what Red, White, and Blue Days is?
The best way to describe it is just basically the community celebration of, that culminates on July 4th, the celebration of Independence Day. And, that's topped off with the fireworks at night. It's just, it's actually grown. We started out, we were going to be just a little parade through town when the Desert Storm troops came back home. We were going to dedicate a monument and have a little tiny parade. Well, that grew. And every year since, it's just grown bigger and bigger, and community support's just been incredible. So it's just, Red, White, and Blue Days, we're building up to July 4th, and just, our parade and the bell ringing ceremony at the park. It's just a fun event.
Now, every year it's themed. What is this year's theme?
This year's theme, we're going to focus and highlight basically the Girl Scouts. They've got a great organization here in Charleston, all different, factions of the Girl Scouts, if you will, the Brownies and the Girl Scouts and all that. This is their 100th year. They're celebrating, GSA is celebrating their 100th year, so we thought we'd just kind of highlight the Girl Scouts.
There you go.
So how do you come up with a theme every year? I mean, you've got to come up with something new and different and exciting. How do you come up and get people interested in that?
Well, we try to look at different things. Of course, 2 years ago we were celebrating our 20th year. Last year we did Charleston Young at Heart. That's because we focused on trying to get, special services for the seniors to get to the park and, provide transportation and special seating for them. We just try to look at different areas of the community and try to highlight those.
The big, obviously, some of the big draw is, and we'll get into the day-by-day stuff, but obviously you have some big entertainment coming this year. Well, why don't we talk about the entertainment, when and where, and how people can get to see them?
Well, on July 3rd, that's usually the night concert. That's our main act. This year, we're really excited to have Jake Owen. He's a country entertainer that's coming up. He's got, I think, songs going up through the charts, a couple of number ones, and we're very fortunate to have him. In our budget, especially. The opening act for Jake is going to be Jason and the Haymakers. That's going to be at 6:30, and then Jake will come on at 8 o'clock. We've had a lot of interest in Jake Owen's concert. People can't believe it's free. We just tell them bring their lawn chairs and come early. On the day of the 4th, our featured entertainment at 2:30 is going to be the Blue Moon Swamp. This is something I'm pretty excited about because it's a Creedence Clearwater Revival and John Fogerty review, and I've seen their demo tapes and they're just pretty exciting.
When you talk about funding for concerts like that, where does the money come from to bring a Jake Owen to Charleston, Illinois?
Well, we fundraise all the time, and in fact, just about everything that we do. We have the Sunday bingo on July 1st. At the park from 2 to 5. That's a fundraiser. We sell T-shirts. We go out for direct contributions to the community and the businesses. We are also funded by the Charleston Area Charitable Trust and the Charleston Tourism. We get a grant from them every year. We could not do it without those two main sources of revenue. And we could not do it without the cooperation of the city of Charleston. I just had a conversation this morning with the fire chief over one thing that we had to do. The street department, the police department, the rec department, we're really blessed with great cooperation from the city. But fundraising, what we do is the bingo, the T-shirts, the ice cream sales, the popcorn sales the night of the 3rd, anything we can do to make a buck.
Do you find in the economy of today, is it harder to get people to give, even though it's a great community event?
It is hard, and unfortunately, we understand. Some of the businesses have had to scale back in their contributions, so we understand that. On the same note, a lot of the services that we have to provide, like the stage rental, the porta potties, the things that go into the production costs have gone up. So we just try our best. We try to stay within our budget. One thing, we're very fortunate to get a top name like Jake Owen this year. We actually had him signed last year. We let him out of the contract for last year so he could travel on a special tour that he was invited to travel on with. I want to say Keith Urban, but I'm not sure. But we let him out of the contract last year with the understanding he'd come back at last year's prices. So fortunately, we've got a great sound guy in Mike Ziepke who has contacts, and our booking agent at a variety of attractions has just, they've looked out and really been able to get us some good acts for a good price.
So you must be a CCR fan for the Blue Moon Swamp, I take it?
What was funny? When I got word of this group, and we were talking about the entertainment, and somebody said, well, that's a pretty old crowd that, that's on July 4th. They're doing the over 60 crowd usually on July 4th. I said, I understand that, but do you realize we're all in the over 60 crowd? So, yeah, we're all just pretty excited about having I've seen their tapes. They do a great Creedence review. So,
for people not familiar with, it's at Morton Park here in Charleston.
Yes, it is.
Talk about parking and suggestions and rides and all that stuff.
What I recommend is if people come to town, if there's no parking, there are 2 new parking lots around the park that the park district has put in. Those fill up rather quickly. Parking around the park, the businesses that are closed don't usually mind if you park in their parking lot as long as they're closed. We do get calls from people that are open, like the pizza places, and if their lots are getting filled up, and we ask, don't do that. They can park at O'Brien Field. What parking's left there during this construction, it's only a couple blocks away. So just get here early, bring your lawn chairs.
You said with funding being tougher to get and all this stuff, has there ever been a thought of making it for the big concert tickets, or is it just too much of a hassle? Or
we kicked around a few times, charging, like cordon off an area and charge for special seating, like in front of the stage and that sort of thing. Fortunately, we've always been able to afford what we're doing and not have had to do that. So when we started out 22 years ago, we wanted to have a fun, free time at Morton Park. What's gratifying is you look out that night and you see 5, 8, sometimes more, 1,000 people in the park enjoying that, and it just makes it worth it.
I was going to say, I'm kind of new to the area over the past couple of years, and I've been branching out and experimenting a little more during the summertime. And I know last year I just took a quick trip up there, and I was like, oh, wow. I mean, there's just so much that goes on, and there are so many people. I mean, it seems like it really draws to the crowd. How do you get people out there? I mean, how do you say, hey, come to this event, it's great? How do you do that?
Well, we just try to promote it as best we can. Fortunately, after this long a time, we've heard from people that they plan their family events around it, their 4th of July celebrations. Part of it is come to Charleston, spend time at Red, White, Blue Days, and, their family functions. We just try to promote it as best we can within our limits. And we try to make it fun. We've got some other events in the park, like the inflatable games for the kids. Fire department puts on the foam pit. That is just an absolute scream. And one year, I'll try to challenge Jeff to get in the foam pit. But it's just fun. They crawl through that pit of foam and then spray off in the fire hoses, and it's just fun things for kids to do. Hopefully, kids of all ages.
Yeah, I was looking at your event calendar, and really, you're kicking this thing off on Thursday, June 28th, with actually a community band concert at Quinnes Park.
Yes, that is their Star Spangled Salute, as I understand it. That's the only event that's going to be held off-site from Morton Park, but that's always great. That's always just kind of gets you in the spirit. So yeah. That's the first thing. And then the next thing we've got, of course, is July 1st, the bingo game at the park. We've been out collecting prizes from the merchants. They get cash and prizes. And some of the prizes are really nice this year that merchants have donated toward, making this. And we play the old-fashioned hard card bingo. That makes a difference to the bingo players. I've learned that down through the years.
I called my first bingo earlier this year, and those people are dead serious. You better have everything right and organized.
Yeah, and don't mess around with those bingo people.
No.
But they're great, and they're just we will have some concessions there. I think the Girl Scouts are going to help us with popcorn and drinks, and anything we can do to raise money. And I say the prizes are going to be just pretty special this year, I think.
Then on Tuesday, July 3rd, it all starts at 3 o'clock. Talk about who we can expect to see in terms of what everybody likes to go to these events for, the food.
Oh, you betcha. We've got, and last year we tried for the first time to get the for-profit vendors, the French fry wagons, the lemon shake-up vendors, Morton Park has a rule, and that's the way they were established, that there can't be for-profit vendors on park property. So we've had to move them, the for-profit vendors, like the French fry people and the shake-up people, on the street. So along Division Street on the west side of the park, there will be those vendors. So you can get, anything, like, as I mentioned, the French fries and the lemon shake-ups and hot dogs and Italian beef and all kinds of, everything you could possibly want in that food. We also still have our regular, what we call not-for-profit vendors. That doesn't mean that they don't want to make a profit. That means that they are like the Rotary Club, those different groups that use this as their fundraiser. Knights of Columbus do their lemon shake-ups. They also help us the night of the 3rd with burgers and fries to sell on the east side of the park. The other vendors are on the west side. So, it's all part of their way to raise funds, too.
And you also have a couple of events on Tuesday. You have the Farmer of the Year Award, as well as the crowning of Little Mr. and Miss Firecracker.
That's right. The Farmer of the Year is handled by the Charleston Chamber of Commerce through the Farm Bureau. They do that contest or that determination who the Farm of the Year is going to be. Little Mr. and Miss, that's another fundraiser that we have. You vote on your candidate for, it's all at Family Video. You can go out there and see the cans with their pictures on them. Your vote for the Little Mr. and Miss of your choice. Proceeds from that go back to Red, White, and Blue Days.
That's kind of neat.
Is that only at Family Video then that you can vote, or
that's
okay?
Yeah, that's it. So you just go by there and drop lots and lots of coins in the cans and dollars and
checks.
Checks.
Now, do you know who the Farmer of the Year is?
No,
you don't know.
Yet.
All right.
No, actually, in the chamber, it does a really good job. That we don't know it until they walk up on stage to present it.
I was going to try to break some news. We always try to break
I found out that morning, and I felt so responsible. It's like, I don't want to.
There you go. And then we get to the big day, July 4th. Kicks off with the run walk at 7:30 in the morning. Talk about that.
Oh, that's a fun event. Lots and lots of people like that. They do. They sign up at 6:30, 7:30. They do a 4-mile run walk. The proceeds from that will go to help Habitat for Humanity. They're the ones that sponsor that. Everyone that pre-registers is guaranteed a T-shirt. And you can go to their website to get that information, or ours. We can get you the information. Next, we've got the Chalk-In, which is the Coles County Arts Council. They have been with us since day one, 22 years. They've done this. An artist, whether they're every age range, there's different age groups, and they can draw their patriotic pictures, and some of that work is just phenomenal that they can do with a piece of chalk on the asphalt. They win prizes, and that's all through the council, the Arts Council. And then, of course, the foam pit that we talked about, that's put on by the fire department, sponsored by them. This year we're going to have Andrew's Family Magic. We had him last year, kind of a roving magician through the park to just razzle and dazzle people with his magic. It's fun. We've got a couple other events that we're working on. Some of the vendors that will be there. One for an autism group, trying to raise awareness and funds for this autism group, that sort of thing. Glitter face paints, dunk tanks, that sort of thing. That's still in the works, but it'll be there.
Okay. When you have to, let's say when someone asks you about this, and obviously on the 4th of July, a lot of communities have events. Why if someone was going to make a choice, how would you sell them to come to Charleston instead of Arcola, Sullivan, wherever?
Well, I think the fact that we've got wonderful entertainment, the great food and that sort of thing. The park, I guarantee you, that park is 10 degrees cooler than, at least 10 degrees, than any place else. Just because of all the trees and the one thing I did not mention, we didn't we didn't get down that far on the list. For $2, you can eat ice cream all day on the day of the 4th. You get your hand stamped. Oh, trust me, we've got people that go through the line many, many times. They get their $2 worth. But that is another fundraiser that we do, and you know, it's just fun. You know, that line just keeps going.
$2
ice cream all day, every day, or all day long
All
for $2.
day
I
for
can
July
hack
4th,
that.
right.
You know, the parade at 1 o'clock then.
Yes, and the parade looks like, I just looked at the lineup last night, and it just looks like it's going to be, you know, a good parade, fun parade. You
Still
know.
accepting people who want to get in?
Oh, you bet. We take them clear up until they step off the square. So
All right.
we're pretty laid back, and we like to know ahead of time. But you know, if not, just
Just hop
try
in.
to get in front of the horses.
There you go. And then the thing that always, you know, the bell ringing ceremony, which will be your salute to the Girl Scouts. Talk about what that actually means for the community and to you.
Well, you know, that is the part of the whole event. That's when the committee all gets really misty-eyed and that sort of thing. The way that started 22 years ago, we were having this event, and we were bringing the boys home from Desert Storm, the first Desert Storm. You know, we wanted to do that monument. Well, then it kind of grew. We got Betty Boyer at the time, at the Times Courier. They had worked on that Liberty Bell in the middle of Morton Park. Somebody said, well, we should ring that. That should be part of the celebration. So, and it just grew from there. So every year we have tried to feature, whatever our feature is that particular year. You know, we ask them to ring the Liberty Bell. That's the only time I think throughout the year that it's even, the rope is attached to it and they ring the bell. That's the only time. We try to keep it a very short, simple ceremony, but the VFW comes up with their color guard. The VFW auxiliary comes up with their flag corps, surround the bell and the monument. You know, our featured group gets to ring the bell after a few short sentences about what they're there for. We do have a special honor this year that will be mentioned there, but I can't mention it right now. Sorry, but so
Even
it's
if we
not
beg?
just Girl Scout. I'm sorry, because I don't think he knows it yet.
All right, we'll let it go.
So yeah, but it's just kind of heartwarming. The first year, we had a group that sang "Proud to Be an American," and everybody, it was just so spontaneous, and you know, it's just, yeah, that's the fun part.
And then after that, the Blue Moon Swamp takes over, and then that really concludes the Charleston portion.
Right.
And then obviously everybody's invited out to the airport for the fireworks, correct?
That's right. That's right.
And anything new with fireworks this year that we can expect? Or
You know, actually, we help promote the fireworks at the airport, but we don't really have anything to do with that. That's a collaborative effort between the two cities and the airport authority, and so I don't know what they
So you
have
don't have to
planned
work on that one then?
No, actually, by that time I'm usually about half dead.
Casey said something a while ago that, you know, the people that come, do it like, it's hard to do attendance at these things, but what do you expect? I mean, 5,000, 10,000, or how do you account that?
From what I've heard, we have had, I've heard numbers. I don't know how to do it, but I know there are professionals that do it, and the booking agent told us one time that there were 8,000 people there for Trace Atkins. He expects this to be bigger than Trace with Jake Owen.
And Jake Owen's a big name in country music. If you're not
yes.
familiar with country music,
Yeah,
he's
so,
big. And the ladies tend to like Jake Owen.
I'll
just throw it out
I'll
there.
tell you more about that after the third, because we get a chance to work with him backstage. You know, they've all been great people to work with.
When you talk about your membership team, how many people are on the Red, White, and Blues Days committee and the team?
Well, like you say, it's hard to define how many is actually on the committee because we have all these different other resources that meet with us on an as-needed basis. I'm going to say probably 10 to 12 people that, you know, come and go, basically. We're pretty laid back. You know, if most members have kids that are playing ball or that sort of thing, can't be at every meeting or they've got commitments. But we know they're there. They will be there on the first, third, and fourth, and we can count on them to be there, but just not every meeting.
How many hours, do you put in? You've been associated with this event for a long time, Betty. I mean, I said you were 12, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's almost like your passion and your job that you give back to Charleston.
Well, at this point, it's you know, pretty automatic. You know, we've got things down to pretty much to a science, you know, and thank goodness for databases and spreadsheets and that sort of thing. So, you know, that part of it is easy. We actually start We'll line up our entertainment when the entertainers come back off the road in about October. We'll start looking at entertainers and see what where their prices fall. That's if you've ever seen their price sheet.
Yep.
It's just, we kind of go to this bracket right here where we think we can afford, and then, go from there. So we just, that we kind of kick around for a while. We actually don't start meeting until about April.
So you do have it down to a science.
Yeah.
This will be the 22nd or 23rd?
22nd.
So you got a big one coming up in 3 years. So you're going to have to really shoot for the stars
I know
in
it.
25.
Yeah, we're going to have to, but we're going to have to raise lots more money.
Now, do you need new members? Do you need volunteers on the day of? Anything that you need that maybe the public can help you with?
We always need volunteers. And like I say, it's not so much busy work, if people come and think, because a lot of it's just planning and preparation and that sort of thing. We always need volunteers. What I would like to see is more people join with fresh new ideas, new contacts and that sort of thing to help us maintain, help us grow, help with fundraising, that sort of thing.
You led into what I wanted to ask next is, let's say that Casey Berry has a unique talent that she wants to say, I think this would be great if I could come to Red, White, and Blue Days and do this. Is there a way that people can present ideas to you for magicians or whatever?
Yeah.
How would they go about that?
Well, they can contact us on our website or through our website, by email, whatever, get in touch with any of the committee members. Yeah, we're always looking for ideas. Somebody has a special talent, that sort of thing. We're pretty limited on, we've had a lot of people say, well, this great group that can perform. We're limited in one way with the stage that we have. This act that comes in, like Jake Owen, they have so much equipment anyway. Stage, once you get that stage set, they do sound check. They don't want that stage bothered. So it has to be, if we get side acts, the opening act has to be pretty much acoustical after Jake gets set up. So, other entertainers, and I know what you're, it would be nice if we had another setup, say in another location in the park, for another stage, another sound system. There again, that's lots of money. So, but it's certainly not out of the realm.
Okay,
We'd like to do it.
That's neat. Is a pet-friendly event? Can people bring their pets or not? I mean, I know that's always an issue.
We would prefer not, and I think there is, I don't know what the regulations are at the park, but of course, Charleston, you have to bring your baggie too. So please, there are so many people. I don't recommend that they bring pets to that, because if you've not been there before, the crowd is, it's
pretty big.
It's pretty big, and I don't recommend that they bring pets. Sometimes you might have somebody with some bottle rockets or some firecrackers they shouldn't have, but if those go off, you got an upset pet, and not a good thing.
So no bottle rockets either, really.
No bottle rockets either. And I do think the park has a regulation about no alcoholic beverages in the park. I do see people bringing coolers for their drinks and that sort of thing. Nothing about, for their water and their, bring a picnic, whatever. It's a park. But, support our vendors too while you're there.
Of course. Any other questions there for you from your point of view?
Do you expect this event to eventually grow, or are you trying to kind of keep it low key, or do you want it to really?
We don't want to lose ground, let's put it that way. We would like for it to grow, but there again, we've got budget limitations, and we don't want to, overextend ourselves to the point where we're going to go in debt to put on this production. We do go over, we've got a little cushion, but that will soon be gone. So we just want to maintain.
Now, do you get to have any fun at this event, or are you always running around?
The whole thing is fun. It really is. Once we get going, I think probably this is about like election day. Once people start voting, you got to sit back and okay, it's done. But once the entertainer starts, as soon as they strike up, then we actually just kind of have a chance to. Yeah, well, but then we have to make sure that their bus is filled with water and sodas and pizza and get them down the road. But, once that, then you kind of kick back and watch the event, and it's just fun.
As you look back on the 22, is there any great moments in music that really stand out that you say, wow, I was glad I saw Tracy Byrd or Trace Adkins or...
One of the nicest people that I met down through the years, of course, one of my favorites has always been Ronnie Millsap. I could relate to his music. He was a great guy to get to know. Trace Adkins stands out in my mind. He had very strict limitations on things backstage, like no alcohol, no this, no that. I mean, there is that element that you get every so often. That was just that he did not want that. Some entertainers want certain things, some don't, but I think those two entertainers, in my opinion, were the two that stand out.
I think Ronnie Millsap's coming to Bagel Fest.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I know
he
where
is.
you're going to be that night then.
Yeah. He's like I say, he was always nice. He was very nice to work with, and a lot of it is the entertainer themselves are always really nice. It's the road people that have to be the
The ones that are diligent and have get in and out on time, because everybody wants autographs, and they have to put, it's tough to.
It is tough, and I've had a lot of people call and ask for, oh, can we get backstage? Well, no, it's part of the contract. They don't want anybody back there, and it's not so much the entertainer; it is their equipment and their buses. Those buses are. Yeah.
A couple minutes left. Anything that we missed about Red, White, and Blue Days coming up? Really, July 2nd through the 4th, July 3rd and 4th, big days here in Charleston. Anything that we missed that you want to talk about?
Not really. I mean, we've just got, I just can't encourage people enough to come out and enjoy all the work that this committee's put into it. Not just this committee, but everybody in town at this point. If you want to come out and play bingo in the park, that's always a blast. We've always got room. We can pull up more tables, and Harold Hackett has just been wonderful. He's called bingo for all these years and takes it really serious.
Anybody else you need to thank? Well, you got a couple minutes here?
Oh, everybody on the committee.
All right. Now we'll switch gears to the world famous 8 questions. We haven't done this in a while but we'll ask you 8 unrelated questions, Red, White, and Blue Days. Your favorite TV news show. What do you have to watch on?
Well, my favorite TV news show?
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking Rock Center.
Rock Center, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite website you have to go to each day, Betty?
Oh my goodness, my favorite website's got to be. Well, you didn't tell me ahead of time. I had to answer.
Well, that's why these are the world famous 8 questions.
See, website. I don't know. Google.
That's all right. Favorite thing about Coles County?
Oh, about Coles County, it's home.
That's good. You have to have what on your pizza?
Under my pizza?
Oh, on your pizza.
On
what do you
my
have
pizza.
to have? Pepperoni?
Oh, yeah. No, sausage.
Sausage. Okay.
Sausage.
Now the NBA Finals are going on right now. It's Oklahoma City and Miami. Who's going to win?
Oh, Miami.
Miami. Okay. See, your favorite Sesame Street character? We'll throw the PBS aspect in there.
It's got to be Elmo.
Elmo. All right. Casey, what's yours?
I think Elmo's going to Cookie Monster, maybe.
Big Bird,
Cookie
guys.
Monster.
Yeah,
I like Big Bird. I do like Big Bird.
He always comes first to my mind, but Elmo's just so cute.
Now we'll throw it back to the Red, White, and Blue Days theme. You both get to answer this one. Your favorite all-time patriotic song? You can't say Star Spangled Banner. That's too obvious. So we get to do patriotic.
It's got to be is it Lee Greenwood?
God
I
Bless
hate
the
to
USA.
say that. God bless the USA.
There.
Man, Jeff, you didn't warn me.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to go with America the Beautiful.
All right. Well, Betty, thank you very much. Good luck for Red, White, and Blue Days coming up in Charleston, July. Really 2nd through the 4th. Other things going on, you can go to the website or contact her. We appreciate you coming in every year and talking about it.
Thank you.
Casey, we'll see you next week. This is HitMix 88.9 WEIU and WEIU TV. Everybody have a great day.